And I just was like, look, back off. Back the fuck off. Because I didn't know if they was trying to recruit me to be a part of Pastor Jamal Bryant's church or to recruit me to sell some pussy for Pastor Jamal Bryant.
It's alright, it's alright. Cocaine.
That's how you do it, Marvin. Marvin P. It's only P is on the bill. That's how you do it. Oh yeah. It's pretty bad. They uptown. They just a
Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading Mike Tyson's The Undisputed Truth. Y'all, it's long, but it's good. On the way back to her hotel, the only thing she said to the limo driver was, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. Who does he think he is? About a week later, I was in the car with my friend Owie, who was driving. He got a call, and his face dropped. Fuck, Mike. Our summer is effed up. Someone said you graped her. Owie said with disgust, and he threw his phone down. What? Who the F did I grape? I said. I was thinking to myself that maybe I had disrespected one of my street girlfriends and they were playing me. Where did this happen? I asked Owie. Indiana, he said. What the F happened in Indiana? I told him how this girl Desiree had come to my room at 2 a.m. and how I had dissed her. I was told that she had called my house in Ohio the day after we were together, but I never responded. See? You got the right one. You do not deserve jail, but you definitely deserve to be humbled. The next day, it was on the front cover of every newspaper. Now all these non-talented comedians were doing Mike Tyson, the grapist jokes. When I saw Don, he was worried. Now you need my help, ninja. Your dick got you in trouble now. God damn it, Mike. Now you need me. On September 9th, the grand jury began deliberation. The vote was 5-1 to indict me for grape. You do the math. I was indicted on 1 count of grape, 2 counts of criminal deviant conduct, using my fingers and using my tongue, and 1 count of confinement. I faced 60 years in jail. My trial was scheduled to start on January 9th. That's crazy. My trial began on January 27th, 1992. My judge was a lady named Patricia Gifford. She had overseen the grand jury, so she was automatically assigned to the case. She was a former deputy prosecutor in that county's office who had specialized in grape cases. She helped initiate the Grape Shield legislation that shielded grape victims from any evidence of their actual history being introduced. In a perfect world, no means no. In a perfect world. I have told you all before that I have seen plenty of grape cases with kids in college, okay? And it's always a situation where a man does not absorb the word no. If I had a pickle, as soon as a female would say no to me, I'd be like, we done. Because I don't play those no, yes, no, maybe, no, come on type games. I don't play that because people go to jail for that. People also go to jail because you have women who have boyfriends that seek out opportunities. And I'm speaking of a case that I saw in that particular county, that seek out opportunities to sleep with athletes or guys that they consider cool. Their boyfriend find out, and then it turns into great. It was such a culture back then that women just were so afraid to talk because they did not want to go through, well, what was you doing there in the first place? You know? And over time, I've learned, and I tell young women all the time, if you're not there to fuck, it's no reason for you to be there after hours. For real. It's no reason for you to be at a man's house, period. If y'all haven't gotten to that level, like y'all should literally be dating outside of the home. Unfortunately, we live in a world where not everybody has the same mental capacities. This is why I be wanting to bonk Amber Rose in her head, and she talking about I should be able to wear what I want to wear and not worried about being great. Baby, everybody's train don't chug. Everybody's brain is not on the same level where they're mature enough or have the capability of understanding, okay, you might have licked on my vagina, but I still mean no. Me, I would get mad if I was a dude. I'd be like, you got me here eating your coochie and I can't stick my dick in, man, get the fuck out. 20-something-year-old man to put himself in that situation that Mike Tyson put himself in is not uncommon. It's nothing new. We in 2025 and ninjas openly talk about drugging women and running trains in music. They seek for opportunities to be around these celebrity men, and when it doesn't go the way they want it to go, they go for an opportunity to crush the man. I spent some time in my New York apartment between my conviction and my sentencing. One day I was walking back from a girl's house. Why is you still fucking on bitches? I would never want to touch a bitch again in my life if one hoe accused me of graping them. Okay? I know. No, I'd be sick of bitches by then. I wouldn't go to the niggas, but I would still be sick of bitches. I spent some time in my New York apartment between my conviction and my sentencing. One day, I was walking back from a girl's house and was about to enter my building when I saw a man standing outside. I walked right by him, but I heard him speak. Hey, how are you doing, son? I looked at him and immediately recognized that it was my father. I hadn't seen him since my mother's funeral 10 years earlier. Hey, how are you doing? I said. He had scared me at first, but I wasn't tripping. I had had a pretty good life, so I wasn't bitter at him. He looked pretty timid and a little intimidated. I'm sure that he had heard some bad things about my street personality. But when I smiled and hugged him, it eased the tension. Come on upstairs, I said, and led him into my lobby. Hello, Mr. Tyson, the doorman and the building's valet both said. Wow, you're a big man, huh? My father said. No, I'm not big at all. It's just an illusion, I told him. My father had wanted to see me years earlier, in October of 1988. The New York Post sent a reporter to my father's housing project in Brooklyn and interviewed him. I'm not going to Mike with my hands out, he told the reporter. I don't want Mike's money. It's not that I wouldn't take it, that I couldn't use it, but I'd take it only if Mike wanted to give it out. At that time, I was just too focused on my fighting to reach out to him. But over the years, I had heard many stories about my father from people back in Brooklyn. He was a real shrewd street guy, a hustler, gambler, and a pimp deacon. My father was one of those Jesus freaks who would kill you for Jesus. He was from Charlotte, North Carolina, right smack in that Bible Belt. When he was younger, he sang in a gospel group. He always stayed with Jesus his whole life, but he was doing the dirt too. He was the real deal. He dressed very well and get control over all the women in his church when they came to him for advice. Oh, that's Pastor Jamal Bryant. I told you about that time I went to his church over there in Baltimore, and it was like all these ladies like coming at me. It was like red bottoms and black dresses and Rolex watches. Just, it was like they was coming in to suck my blood. They was like, hello, what is your name? Hi, my sister. Is there anything that you're searching for? Can I help find you? Is there need to be found? And I just was like, look, back off. Back the fuck off. Because I didn't know if they was trying to recruit me to be a part of Pastor Jamal Bryant's church, or to recruit me to sell some pussy for Pastor Jamal Bryant. When I was growing up in Brooklyn, women would stop me on the street and tell me, your father and his brother were pimps, and we worked for them. He had a reputation as the baddest hustler and pimp in Brooklyn. I was nowhere as tough as my father. I had heard that my father had to leave North Carolina after getting into some dispute with a white guy. My father got on a bus, went all the way back to Charlotte, got his rifle, came back to New York, and found the guy and shot him. I had things to tie up before I went back for sentencing. I was convinced that I was going to prison, so I called Natalie, the mother of my son, D'Amato. Listen, I'm going to send you $100,000 now. Then when I'm in there, I'll have them send you something every month. Do you know what this dumb bitch did? You's a stupid bitch, dummy. She went and found some lawyers and sued Mikey Tyson. Let's see for how much money, girl. Oh my God, for $1 million. So Mike Tyson's lawyers got right on it and asked for a paternity test. Baby, that baby was not Mikey Tyson's. Oh, you stupid bitch. Listen, this is what I say. If you know that you had sex with different men in the same, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, girl, you need to have it on the wait and see list. Let's wait and see. Okay, but you know hoes, they like to pretend. It was another harsh betrayal. I was crushed when that first test came back. I really thought he was my kid. I had spent a lot of time with him. I even proudly posed with him on the cover of Jet magazine. God damn. Oh, that bitch. That woman tormented and stalked me for years after that paternity test. I don't think anything good will ever come out of her life. I wouldn't be surprised if someone involved with her was caught dead in the house or something. He's starting to talk about his time in jail now. On July 9th, 500 people showed up at a rally to support me in downtown Indianapolis. A city councilwoman from Compton came all the way to address the crowd. We will not let Desiree get away with using us as a tool to destroy one of the greatest men we've ever known. But about a month later, Judge Gifford dashed my hopes again. She denied me a new trial and affirmed an earlier ruling. She made it personal, saying that she was shocked by Dershowitz's attempt to perpetrate a fraud upon the court. That's his lawyer, y'all. In October of 1992, my father died. I wanted to go to the funeral, but they wouldn't let me. They were really trying to break me in there. I actually paid for 2 funerals for him, one up north, and then we sent him down to North Carolina. My nephew told me that my father's common-law wife was so mad because all of his ex-prostitutes were sitting in the front row to pay her mom. He in jail, girl. They making it possible, or prison, or wherever the hell he is. He ain't in that place that's fucking with him, that's mentally messing with him no more. He's in a comfortable place, all right? They making it real comfortable for him to be incarcerated, girl, okay? So they getting them women's steak dinners, everything he needs inside the jail, okay? And now he has created this relationship with this dude named Wayno. Around this time, one of the girls who had visited me from Atlanta came out with an article in Star magazine. She claimed that I had got her pregnant in jail, and they showed this picture of her with her big belly. Thank God it was just a fake belly that they rigged up so she could sell the story to the rag. I was really relieved, but that was the end of my little actual escapades. They canceled all outside visits for the whole prison. Everybody was so pissed off at me. They even called it the Tyson rule. I knew Wayno, but I wasn't close to him. We became close as soon as he moved into the cell with me. In fact, we became so close that he's still working with me to this day. Wayno practically ran that prison. He was in for dealing coke, but he had an IT background, so he worked processing the inmate tracking system. He was the president of our dorm, the assistant coach of the varsity basketball team, and a leading member of the Islamic community in there. Plus, he was from Indianapolis, so he had gone to school with a lot of the guards. Shiz, he had probably sold them booger sugar. It's all right, cocaine. Treating the phone like it was an umbilical cord to the outside. But that was a big lesson I learned in prison. Wayno explained to me that sometimes when you're trying to keep connections out there, it could only make your time in prison harder. I learned that you had to check all your cars and your money, your boxing gloves, your belts, your women, your rings, your cell phones, all that shit. Just check it at the gate. They didn't exist anymore until you got out. But I was such a spoiled brat. I didn't want to follow the rules because I thought that I could change them even though they had been etched in stone. I had my close party friends all over the country who would talk to me at any time. One of them even had a dedicated phone line for me. He'd go out to parties and take his cell phone, and I'd call him and he'd put some girls on the line. When I wasn't on the phone, I was in my room reading. The judge really wanted me to get my GED, so I started to study for that with Muhammad Sadiq, who had become my spiritual advisor. Once Wayno and I started to room together, we were unstoppable.